Leo Laporte, the tech guy. We were talking to Robert in Nolens. Hi, Robert.
Hey, Leo. It is so nice to talk to you. I really need your help with this one. We face a dilemma with our website, as I was talking about with the Braintree payments. We put that on. But one of the things that we have trouble with is maintaining good contact with our customers and obtaining new customers.
Yes.
So
it's kind of the universal problem, isn't it?
Yeah. So we use Google AdWords and we use Facebook ads.
Okay.
And it's a bit of a struggle because it's expensive. And because we're a Christmas seasonal website, customers forget about us. So we spend a lot of money getting the same people to come back again and again. Now, of course, we do email follow-up and that type of thing. But I was wondering what your take or what your opinion on using Google ads versus Facebook ads for our website, which would be more effective and how should we focus our efforts so we'll get the best result.
I'm no expert on this, but I do watch it from kind of the outside with great interest because things are clearly changing. And it'd be my best guess at this point that the most effective, efficient way to spend your money would be Facebook. But you need to use it effectively. And this is where finding some expertise would be helpful because, you could see it as expensive. Certainly you're going to spend some money. But what's unique about Facebook, and by the way, we may have mixed feelings about this, but it knows more about its customers than anybody. And you can take advantage of that if you are savvy. For instance, and this requires, I think, finding somebody who's really good at Facebook. And it's a modern skill. It's like somebody who's become expert in the last year or two because this is brand new stuff. But for instance, you have a mailing list now of addresses. One of the things you can do that's not widely known with Facebook is you can feed them that address list. Now, Facebook has very, very many email addresses, probably a large number of those people. But what it also has is associated with each of those email addresses on that mailing list, your mailing list, is a profile of those people. One of the things Facebook can do is you can feed it a list and say, I want people like these people. These are your best customers, presumably. I want people like these people who are not on this list. Give them an ad. Now, how efficient is that? You're reaching people who are the most likely to buy your stuff, but are not currently on your mailing list. That's exactly who you want. And that's the key to becoming efficient at spending your money on Facebook, is not wasting money. The old adage with advertising is, I know my advertising dollar is working. Half of it's working. I just don't know which half. And that was the way it was when you bought radio or TV ads. You kind of had to just say, well, I'm going to scattershot these ads, and I know some portion of them are hitting the right people. Well, we're in a brave new world. Now, I'll tell you who did this with great effect is our president-elect. Turns out that his son-in-law, and we're just starting to learn about this. It's fascinating. Jared Kushner, a smart guy, smart kid, learned about this, and he went out and he got a tutorial. He said, I'm going to find the smartest Facebook people and find out what they know. And what they did is steer him to a company in England called Cambridge Analytica. Cambridge Analytica does quizzes on Facebook, among other things, to find out more about you. So if you've ever been on Facebook and you've taken a dopey quiz, which Downton Abbey cast member are you most like or whatever, these are fun. People spread them like wildfire. But there's a secret agenda behind them. They use these to learn more about you, your interests, your style, your personality. Not just what you buy, but for instance, if you're a gloomy Gus, or you're, a happy-go-lucky person. They learn all sorts of things. And this information is then stored by companies like Cambridge Analytica. And then it was used very effectively with highly targeted ads. Most of us did not see these ads. Sometimes they're called dark advertising on Facebook because they were so highly targeted. For instance, let's say you identify that the Second Amendment and gun rights are a big reason for you to get elected. Well, you may say, oh, let's just put some gun right ads. In fact, what we'll do, the old way of saying is, let's find some people who are members of the NRA and let's advertise to them. They're much more sophisticated now. They would say, all right, if you're fit the profile. You're a gun owner. You're a member of the NRA. Let's send you an ad that's appropriate to your personality type. So if you're a gloomy Gus, we're going to send you an ad that says everything's terrible. And we got to save our guns because they're going to take them. If you're a happy-go-lucky person, you say, isn't it great? Isn't gun ownership wonderful? And we'd like to keep that going. In other words, you do more than just find the right person. You actually tailor the ad to their personality type. And this proved to be immensely effective. So I'm just giving you a taste of what Facebook's capable of. This is so much more than AdWords, right?
Right. Very much so. In our case, with our website, we're dealing with a specific group of people. Our ads are directed at grandparents or parents of kids.
So Facebook's much better able to tell you that, right? Already you know that. Because you can buy a Facebook ad says I want to talk to grandparents only.
Right. Exactly. And so for us, we definitely want to go that way. And for us, our website being targeted to grandparents, what we do is we sell Santa Claus letters.
Perfect.
May I mention our website?
Yes, I know that's the real reason for your call, so go ahead.
Not exactly.
No, I'm glad to give you a plug. What's the website?
It's kidsbelieveletters.com.
Oh, isn't that great? But, here's what's so exciting about this internet revolution is this can exist thanks to the internet. Your business is an internet business, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
But pre-internet, pre-Facebook, it's hard to imagine how this would work. You'd have to advertise in the back of Reader's Digest, and people would have to send you a letter or maybe phone you and buy the... I mean, it would be so much more complicated. But the internet has empowered this, and so you can be living in a rural area. As long as you have internet connectivity, you can create new businesses. And this is, I think, how we have to start thinking about the future. And I talked about this, I think, last week, is instead of doing jobs that are onesie-twosie retailer, we have to start thinking, and kids, if you're listening, if you're in college, thinking about your future in a way that leverages these new tools and creates stuff where you can have a mass audience instead of the people who live in your community, that kind of thing. And I think there are ways to do this.
Absolutely mass.
Yeah.
Absolutely large. And for us, with Facebook, the word of mouth side works great. But I guess my last part of my question is when I compare the cost of Facebook ads targeted like what you're speaking of, they are very expensive.
Well, yes, and that's why you have to become an expert and spend your dollar wisely. If you spent $5 to acquire somebody that spent $20 with you, it would be worth it. So you need to make sure that every dollar you spend is spent wisely and that you have a high likelihood of getting to that person and making that person a customer. Better yet, a customer for life. And so this is where... It takes some sophistication. I mean, Jared Kushner went out and realized this is what I need to do. I need to learn how this works and find the best experts and hire them. And that's what they did. And you see the result. It was very, very effective. That's the same kind of thing you need to do. And in my opinion, at this point, only Facebook gives you those kinds of tools. Now, the next big question is, where can I learn this? And that I do not know. And I would love to get some input from all of you if you know an expert. I'm sure there are lots of scammers out there, too. There always will be. I know how to do it. They'll charge you plenty of money for nothing. You want to get somebody who really knows what they're doing. And yes, it's expensive, but I think it's worth it. Leo Laporte, the Tech Guy.